everybody. Welcome to Impossible Coin, brought to you by Mario Kart World. Play for 16 hours and you can unlock Luigi Mangione. Mario Kart World. I'm Brian Carter. I'm joined by Rocky Hardy.
Yeah, that's me.
Rocky, have you unlocked Luigi Mangione in Mario Kart World?
Nah, dude.
That's unfortunate. I'm also joined by Tegan Somerset.
You are. Hi.
It's true. Have you unlocked Luigi Mangione in Mario Kart?
I don't even have a Switch 2.
You know, that was one of the things I wanted to take inventory of right up top today. It's like, man, this podcast, this very podcast, its launch coincided really with the launch of the Switch Uno, the Switch One. And my dumb ass bought 1-2 Switch. And here we are, the launch of the Switch 2, and I don't think any of us bought a Switch 2.
Yeah, sounds right to me.
Yeah. I saw an editorial this week positing that despite the incredible numbers that Nintendo has moved in this first week, that the biggest issue with the Switch 2 launch is no killer single player game.
Okay.
There's no Mario, there's no Zelda.
I mean, that's fine. They can be wrong about that.
Yeah, that's kind of where I'm at. Like, if we look at the Switch 1 historically, the game that sold the most on the Switch 1 was fucking Mario Kart 8.
Right.
Yeah. Like a re-release of a Wii U game. Now, admittedly, they did put out a hell of a lot of DLC. It was never on the Wii U. But the biggest seller was Mario Kart.
Right.
They obviously know that they make it a money with a multiplayer. It makes me wonder
I mean, also you can play Mario Kart by yourself. You don't have to play it with other people. You know?
Honestly, It's just analysis from a different era. That's just what it is.
Yeah.
You know? That used to be the conventional wisdom with a console launch and everything. Because you look at the attachment rate between one game and the system, and it's I got the game. I don't need 3 friends to find to play Mario Kart. I could just play whatever. I could play Zelda. But I don't know, man. It's Mario Kart World is fine on its own. And people are, it looks like it's already tuned to a point where the day one multiplayer wasn't an issue. I didn't hear any day one issues with Mario Kart World. It just worked.
Yeah, I kept on waiting for the other shoe to drop. Nintendo Network is dog shit, or the cameras are bad, or something. Because to be fair, they have earned that kind of expectation with the way they have previously managed their online networks.
Honestly, so is everyone. But I hear you.
Yes. I'd say that they've double earned it because there have been some things they have done where it is the explanation of the behavior could be best described as Nintendo going to Nintendo.
Sure.
But that other shoe thus far has not dropped. And I think that if there was going to be any kind of stress test on that network, it'd be fucking Mario Kart.
Right.
And it did not implode. It did not go down. People's cameras continued to work. They continued to voice chat with Nintendo's proprietary voice chat just fine. Yeah. I did not think I would live to see a day where Nintendo multiplayer online seems to be more reliably stable than Sony's, but shout out to that. What the fuck?
For sure.
I think that the call out that Mario Kart World can be played single player is a very strong call out, and they're the free roam mode where you just like hang out and drive. You're like, man, I'm just gonna drive across the continent, go wherever I want. The free roam mode like defaults to single player. Like I guess they understand like if you just want to get in your car and drive. A lot of times you do that alone. I did. The
only complaint I've heard about the Mario Kart Worlds is the character select screen.
What, too many dudes?
Every single costume is an individual character slot. Where on Mario Kart 8, it was like you'd click a character and then it would bring up a little menu that's like, oh, I want to be like the green Shy Guy or whatever. If you selected Shy Guy, then the little Shy Guy menu would pop up and you could pick the color you wanted to be. Or if you wanted to be like with Link specifically, like you could pick between Ocarina of Time Link and Breath of the Wild Link. And you could click it. When you clicked Link, you chose which Link you wanted to be. But for the way it is now on Worlds, every single Cowboy Mario is one slot, and Racer Mario is another slot, and regular Mario is a different slot. And there's like 6 pages or something of character select screen. And if you're playing 4-player split screen, it reduces the number of characters on each page so that everyone can fit on each page. And then you're scrolling through a bunch of, like, God forbid if you want like Boo or something, because he's like near the end. So you have to flip through all the pages to get to him before the timer runs out.
So, okay, question.
And that's the only complaint I've heard. Yeah.
So, like, now that they've broken out different costumes to being different characters, does that mean that, like, say, like, Cowboy Mario and Racist Mario have different stats?
No, I don't think they have different stats. I haven't seen anything about them having different stats.
Okay.
Also, which Mario is the racist one?
I thought you said Racist Mario. Cowboy Mario and
I said Racer Mario. Like he's in a little racing uniform.
I mean, there's almost certainly a Mario which is racist. I mean, with this many Marios, you got to have one, right?
Oh, God. For the record, that's not what I said, though.
The record so shall reflect. Ramblers, vote now on your phones. Which of the Marios in the Mario Kart World game is racist?
You know, I'm going to check to see what the Mario Kart World Mario costumes are. There's got to be. You know what? I'm sticking to my guns. Let's see here. This is a good question.
Okay, but those are your guns, not mine. I want no. I didn't say that.
The record so shall reflect, Tegan.
Yeah, absolutely. This is not Tegan's hill. She never stood on top of it. Let's see. Yes, Mario Kart World. Yeah, could it be Cowboy Mario?
I don't know. I played with Cowboy Mario in Mario Party 2, and he seemed fine.
Okay, so the list of Mario outfits, and I this is just specifically Mario.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not accusing any other character of racism.
Mm-hmm.
Just Mario. All right, so you got all-terrain Mario,
mm-hmm.
and that's the one where he's got like a little helmet on. Looks like he's riding a motorcycle. Aviator Mario. Oh man, and you unlock these outfits by Mario pulling over for oh my god, you unlock outfits for your characters by pulling over. They get drive-through, and when they get the right drive-through, then it unlocks the outfit. So like,
it's food specifically.
Yes. So like, you pull over for donuts, you get all-terrain Mario.
Yeah.
And for Aviator Mario, you got to pull over 4 different times.
Yeah, that sounds right.
Yeah, you gotta get curry rice, bread basket, non-curry, and roasted meat.
Yummy.
Cowboy Mario requires popcorn, snacks, and junk food. I think it's kind of fucking funny that the food required to unlock Cowboy Mario aligns with global perceptions of American diets.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you gotta get the fucking junk food to be a cowboy. Amazing. Dune Rider Mario. Non-curry and roasted meat. Okay, so if you've unlocked Aviator Mario, you've already unlocked Dune Rider Mario. Then there's Happy Mario. HAPPI.
Yeah.
Um,
It's a Japanese festival outfit.
which requires Japanese food. For Mechanic Mario, any snack, potato chips, chocolate, soda. What the fuck is this video game?
What's the real question you're asking right now, Brian?
Just the idea that you could pull over for multiple kinds of snacks, like,
Yeah.
oh, I did the chocolate and soda. What the fuck? Like, wow.
Brian, have you seen Explorer Bowser Jr. yet?
No.
He looks like a Boy Scout. He's just a little guy.
Let's see here. Bowser Jr. Oh no, not Shy Guy outfits.
No, Explorer Bowser Jr. He looks like a Boy Scout. He's very cute.
I'm on it. Oh, Biker Jr. Hey, he thinks he's tough. Oh, look at Explorer. Oh my god. Oh. This is fantastic. A lot of these outfits are just the best.
Mm-hmm.
Like there's a lot of these that just make me want to, like, at like a biochemical level, just like shout, "That's my son!" And yeah, these are great. Oh no, not Mariachi Waluigi.
Mm-hmm. There's also a vampire. Instead of a vampire. Very silly.
Vampire.
Mm-hmm. Aristocrat Boo is also very good. He's got a little top hat. Very fun.
Yeah. Road Ruffian Wario. Do they have multiple outfits for the cow?
I'm pretty sure. Yeah.
I don't know. I've only seen outfits on like the main cast, essentially.
Your Shy Guy outfits, Lakitu outfits, Peach outfits. Oh, Pauline outfits. What kind of fits? Oh, Birdo out. Or you know what? I got to see the Birdo outfits. Oh, Birdo only has 2 additional outfits. That's horseshit.
My bet is they're gonna add more. As like, I bet there's gonna be a bunch of free DLC for this game, just like there was before. You know?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Like, well, like, I mean, how long did they support Mario Kart 8? Like, they there was a lot of support from. It was what, like the original 2 DLC packs, which I don't think cost any money, and then there was like, hey, if you get like Nintendo Switch Plus online or whatever the fuck they called it, there was like what, like another like 3 sets of tracks.
Yeah, they ported over all the mobile ones.
Oh. Like there is undoubtedly going to be like a lot of stuff for um, this here Mario Kart. I did see some people expressing concern that Toad could drive a police car in this video game. And to those people, I say, settle down, take your pill. Come on. Like, no one is saying that Toad is a cop. Like, we don't know how he got that car.
I mean, to be fair, also, Toad, like, the Toads perform every function imaginable, just not very well. So even if he was a cop, he's not, like, good at his job, you know? Because Mario's got to do his job.
So we're celebrating the idea of potential Toad cops because of their likely inefficiency.
Oh yeah, they're so busy doing the paperwork that they don't do anything else. They're not actually patrolling the streets or like arresting people. They're like helping another Toad find their lost mushroom cat or whatever, and like that's it. You know, anything bigger than that, they're like, Mario, we need your help.
So all the Toads who would be deployed to downtown Los Angeles are currently like back at the office.
Yeah, I mean, if Princess Peach Showtime is anything to go on, like, let's just deploy Princess Peach in a detective costume to look around and be like, wow, you know? Don't do anything. It'll be fine. And she is a kind and gentle ruler who would just be like, oh, don't do that again, and then move on, you know?
So you're saying that Princess Peach would not throw herself a military parade on her own birthday?
No.
No. I mean, I feel like it would have happened by now, right?
She hosts a birthday party. She has a birthday party and she opens the castle and everyone comes in and has cake. And then she's kidnapped. That's what happens.
Actually, hold on. I think at the end of Paper Mario, there is a parade.
Okay, but it's not a military parade.
It's not a military parade.
Well, like, Mushroom Kingdom doesn't have a military, so I guess that's fair.
Okay, so here's a question. Is Mario the military for the Mushroom Kingdom?
I think he would technically be like a private security contractor, but sure.
Oh man, but Mario doesn't bill Peach, right?
No, but he gets to keep all the gold coins he finds.
Yeah, it's true.
Ooh. So,
Luigi's a real estate mogul, technically.
Yeah, it's also true.
So,
to be fair, he also ghost busts. Like he buys the haunted mansion or wins it, and then he ghost busts it, and then he moves on. You know,
he's definitely not a landlord.
Like, Mario's like, I'm gonna defend your country on commission.
Yeah.
Like, what are those coins for, if not for him?
I don't know, but I know that he can't retire.
Oh, I got 3 on the horse in the 4th race.
Oh, God.
Man. What if Mario just keeps on rescuing Peach because of his gambling problem?
I mean, maybe.
I mean, like, he's definitely... How many games does Mario gamble in?
Wait, honestly, I'm not sure, first off, but...
He's definitely gambling for Mario Brothers 3.
Okay. I gotta find this fucking slot machine game. I don't know if you've heard about it, Brent.
Wait, there's a Mario slot machine game?
Not a Mario slot machine game, just a slot machine game. Fuck. What was it called? I have to do some digging, but it's like it's aping the idea of like gambling adjacent games. And it's very much like spookier. Like you were just a person in a room with a slot machine, a phone, and an ATM. And the idea is that you have to play the slot machine to earn money. And if you don't put enough in the ATM, then like the doors open below you and you fall to your death or whatever.
What the? No.
Yeah, I know, right? It's one of the games I've been keeping an eye on. There's another one where like I think it's billed as like a billionaire killing game, and the idea is that you're on a boat with a bunch of billionaires, and you play poker against them, but you're like allowed to cheat, and basically you have to win the poker game or you die. But you can also, I think, like sever your fingers for like additional buffs or something. Actually, I'm not even sure it's poker. I think it's a dice game. God, I know I sent it to Boomer. Yes, it is a dice game. It's called Dead Finger Dice, a billionaire killing game. And the game I was trying to remember is called Clover Pit, which is the slot machine game.
Which is like, what if you went to a casino but it was Saw?
Yeah, kind of. That's what it says. The write-up that I found on it was that you find yourself in a creepy metal room with an ATM, a phone, and a slot machine. When you win money from the slot machine, you put it in the ATM. You need to deposit increasing amounts of money to keep a trapdoor from opening under your feet and ending your run.
Yeah, that's Saw. That's Saw.
Yeah, that's actually.
Oh no, there's that little puppet on the tricycle. That's a tricycle puppet thing.
I'm interested in these games because, like, you know, they are gnarly, like in concept, and like they're not shying away from it. Like the room that you're in Clover Pit looks sufficiently grody, and it's like it looks like they're really reckoning, even though it's not truly gambling. They are kind of trying to reckon with the idea of like the addictive parts of like gaming and like building it into like a simulator, not as a perpetual motion machine to like rob you or whatever, but to like really simulate the idea in like probably the most grotesque way they can think about it.
Yeah, like that's. I'm just thinking about all of the years at E3 where like developers would stand on stage and like happily, in all seriousness, talk about the player loop.
Yeah.
And like it's like, wait a minute, you're proud of this? This is the thing you're talking about openly? This isn't an evil secret? Like, and obviously I think them like talking about it so openly is a byproduct of the fact that like 4 years, you know, E3 was like primarily
like a trade show.
Like a trade show.
Yeah.
But like talking about the player loop was like definitely some like you know, like beauty is there is no next level kind of shit. Like it just like, oh okay, you know, like, and then once they turn the fabric into dresses, then of course they're gonna want to get more fabric. Oh man, like I just, oh man. Player loops are bad.
I hear you.
Yeah. Like it's. I know that like the times when I get like looked into the, it's like it's never stuff that I like expect. But like when Animal Crossing came out last time, like it was like, oh man, like it was there were cases of like, well, where are the day going? Like I spent like 11 hours today manicuring my custom cemetery on my island, or I've just got to spend a few more hours building my drive-in theater on my island. Like, just, like that's a game that had some like real solid hooks.
True. Yeah.
And loops. Come to think of it, like I think that maybe one of the best developer of loops is Nintendo.
They know what they're doing.
Yeah, they really do. So I was curious because like both of you Splatoon on the reg. Do you think that this more robust, you know, multiplayer network on the Switch 2, like is like how do you think that's going to impact Splatoon attachment rate of that console. Like, do you think that like with the next Splatoon, we're going to get like more people buying Splatoon?
Maybe. But like also the people that are playing Splatoon really fucking love it. I don't know if like Splat 4, I guess is what you're getting at, um will like have like a bunch of new people show up and stick around. But it does kind of look like Nintendo's content to continue supporting Splatoon 3 for the time being.
I think it's going to depend on how Raiders does with
That's
the
fair.
non-Splatoon audience. I think if the non-Splatoon audience pick up Raiders and really like the vibe, they'll try Splatoon 4. You know?
I could believe that.
I think at this point, a lot of people would feel like it's too late in the like game cycle to pick it up because it's like, oh, the game's been out for a bunch of years already. They already did their like final major event. The next one's coming. I'll just wait until that one releases, you know?
Also, one thing that I thought that was interesting about like the Switch 2 announcements relating to like Splatoon, in addition to Raiders, the big thing was that they said that there's a performance increase on Splatoon 3, and especially with some of the larger venues. And they showed the big like triple like venue where you could see all three acts. The Squid Sisters. Oh no, Teagues. What is Maria and Pearl's group called?
Off the Hook.
Off the Hook.
Yeah, the Squid Sisters, Off the Hook, and Deep Cut.
And Deep Cut, yeah. Like they were effectively running a festival. You could run in between like the various like stages and see everyone. And like
it was super fun. And like the idols will teleport between stages. So if you only want to sit at one venue, you'll be able to see all the sets.
Right. And so like I don't know why they would say that if we weren't going to get a run back of that event. Like I still don't think there's going to be any new Splatoon 3 events, but like we might get like a rehash of that one, which is interesting.
I could see them doing a slightly different version of the same event that like all the idols work for, you know?
Yeah,
I don't think they'd run back the exact same event. Like I don't think it's going to be past, present, future again.
That would be weird because we already have the resolution of like future. So
no, past.
Oh, past is the
past
one.
Won. Past one.
Right. Okay. Yeah, I don't know then. I was confusing Order with Future for some reason.
Order was so good. I'm so mad about it. It's fine.
So you think they might be willing to like coast a bit on Splatoon 3 and like maybe look for attachment on the existing title?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
I wonder. Like I know that like they seem to have like overall like changed their approach to like DLC. Like it appears to be that Nintendo is like more aggressive about DLC now than they were when they launched Splatoon 3. Which I think makes sense because you look like back to like, well, what was Nintendo's internal development philosophies at the time they started developing Splatoon 3. But I just wonder, is the biggest thing that they would want out of the next Splatoon is a game which is like more aggressively built to be a platform for future, like future DLC, future purchases, like Mario Kart World clearly is. Like Mario Kart World is like a base set which like Legos that cost money can be snapped onto. Like it is very clearly a thing that they're expecting players to spend money on for years. I just wonder.
Here's the thing. With Splatoon, if you make the maps purchasable DLC, no one will buy them.
Yeah, I stand by that.
The DLC is going to be free for Splatoon because Splatoon is a true like games as a service game.
Hold on. Just want to step in here.
Hmm.
The DLC for Splatoon is not free, but it doesn't affect the multiplayer.
Right. That's fair. I will say the single player DLC aspects, those will still be purchasable, but like they're not going to charge you for the additional turf war maps
or like
weapons
and stuff.
Yeah.
Like no one will pay for that.
Yeah, no one will pay for that. That's just not how the community is, you know? But the community is also like very well serviced with physical merchandise from Japan. That is all very cool and definitely orderable online. So that's a little bit different, I think. Like the money on Splatoon is made with cool umbrella that comes in a carrying case that makes it look like an ink tank. You know, not new shirt that you can wear that looks cool.
Oh.
Cast iron skillet that's shaped like the things that the zombie, what's it called?
Koha.
The salmonoids carry. Yeah. Purchasable item. You can totally order it.
Crazy.
It's just like knowing your audience. Like Animal Crossing also has a very large home goods section, you know?
True.
They've got plates and cups, and you can buy like a Brewster coffee, like pour over coffee system and like all that stuff. That just exists. You can just get it, you know? You want waffles that look like fossils? You can have waffles that look like fossils.
Wassels?
True.
Essentially.
Or foffles. That's already a thing in the Nintendoverse, actually.
Huh. Yeah, I guess I'm just like, I think the hardest thing for me to get like used to with like this console launch is that as much as it might look like a Switch 1, it like the thing which like seems more inescapable and more pervasive is it really does feel like Nintendo's philosophy toward like how to engage with the marketplace like has definitely fundamentally shifted like since the Switch. Like they feel more like the other guys now. Is it because of third party? Is it because of how they handle monetization and stuff? Like,
I don't think they feel like the other guys. I kind of feel like I feel more that they are like who the other guys used to be.
Oh, that's interesting. Like circa when?
2016.
Okay, so like with the other guys, that okay. So when the other guys were launching what they thought were the final video game, they're like, oh yeah, we're gonna put out this here, PS4 and Xbox One. We assure you, the final video game consoles. That's like what's giving you that vibe? Like what makes Nintendo today feel like those guys from that period for you?
The PS4, even though it is quote unquote a bespoke video game system, if you take it apart, what it really is a reskinned laptop, like gaming laptop, that you can plug controllers into or connect controllers to. I guess you could plug them in, but that's not how you do it, really. And so like the Switch 2, much like how the Switch 1 is effectively a tablet with special controllers. The Switch 2 is kind of like a Microsoft Surface, honestly, but with 2 mice instead of 1. That's like built with a custom OS so that you can play video games on it. That's compatible with the Switch, but like the Switch was also a tablet in the first place. Like this feels like a Surface Pro if I'm thinking about it, honestly. And like they're much more interested in like allowing other people to develop for it rather than trying to justify its own existence by pushing its own software. Like it has software planned, obviously, but like, you know, as opposed to like the way that Nintendo used to work, it's like, this is our machine. We know it's weird, but we got something cooked up for you so you can love it. And like when you pick up the Switch 2, unlike the Switch, I think it's just like, this is what you already understand. And you can play Mario Kart. And it's a little different, but it's a lot of what you're used to, just a little bit more. And like, that's what Switch 2 just kind of feels like. It's not like a reinvention of the wheel. It's not a new direction. It's just a little bit more than what was there before, which again is like what a lot of people were talking about initially, like what they wanted from the Switch. And like when I think about the transition from the Xbox 360 to the Xbox One, as well as PS3 to PS4, it is just kind of the systems that they had before, but like just a little bit more like precise. They are definitely not what the other guys are like now, because Sony is trying to like, you know, kind of do what Nintendo did before. Like we made the system, but the system is just a tool to get into the experiences that we're building for you.
Yeah. Like it really does seem like at this point where like the reason to buy a PlayStation is Sony first party experiences. Like that that's it. Because if you want third party, like it's inevitably available on a PC or an Xbox platform. And now that you know the current Switch is like not so desperately underpowered, like it has the ability to run like, you know, decent ports of like current releases. So like I guess the argument for PlayStation is Sony games.
Yeah. And like,
I mean, also DVD player.
Yeah, it is also a DVD player. That's true. Well, Blu-ray player, but you know.
Yeah.
Although you do have to switch off like HDCP to use it, and that's still annoying to this day, but you can. And like, you know, Microsoft is very much trying to get out of the console hardware business. Like they're doing their darndest, honestly. And like that's not what Nintendo's trying to do at all, you know? They're just trying to give you a little bit more, which is, you know, the strategy that the other guys did 10 years ago. We'll see what happens.
Did you see the quote from a Sony executive? All of our efforts are now currently devoted to the PlayStation 6.
No, but fine, whatever. Like, Brian, in your heart of hearts, do you have a single reason to be excited for the PlayStation 6?
Nope, not one.
Right? Like,
yeah.
I guess. You do you guys. Like, whatever.
I have maybe one.
Maybe one?
Maybe one.
A real reason that's grounded in fact in the world that we currently live in.
The new Horizon game will be on it.
Okay.
I really like the Horizon games.
No, but Tegan, this is what I'm saying. That is probably true. And, you know, you are probably right. But do you know that right now? Like, is there anything that you know about, what is the dev? Guerrilla Games, yeah. Guerrilla Games has made any sort of, like, announcement or promise or suggestion that the next Horizon game is going to be a PS6 exclusive?
No, the only thing that they've said is that they're also still working on the MMO.
Right. Like, what if they go full PC? What if they cut a deal that's so good with Microsoft that like it's gonna be multi-platform?
I mean, I'll buy a new graphics card probably.
Yeah, right.
I probably need one. I'll probably need new RAM. I don't know. I don't know how online games.
I gotta start from scratch.
How do online games work? What do I need to upgrade to make it look pretty?
Graphics card, CPU, RAM. Pretty much it.
Oh, I also have to upgrade to Windows 11.
Oh, that's right. You're still on 10.
I
That's
am
right.
still on 10. I need to do that. I'm just afraid. I'm afraid it's going to ruin everything.
My experience from transitioning from 10 to 11 generally was mildly annoying 2 years ago. And like at this point, like there isn't a single version of Windows 10 that's still being supported by Microsoft.
Mm-hmm.
So like at best, staying on Windows 10 is comfortable, but also a security risk.
Yeah,
official support for Windows 10 ends October 23rd.
October, yeah. And by October, I have to upgrade, and I don't wanna.
Yeah. It's not so bad. I got Carol Kincaid. Let's go. Playing the stupid gacha still. God, she's going to my ice team. Let's go.
Rocky's actually playing the gacha, which is wild. I don't think anyone else is playing the gacha.
No one's playing the gacha except for me, and that's okay. Everyone wants to pull a card, and they have a silly little guy to talk about, and they're like, "Hey, here's my new silly little guy." And I'm like, "That's cool, man, for sure."
I love a good silly little guy.
Mm-hmm.
I just judge everyone else's polls. They're very fun.
Yeah.
Like with the current like size and development cost and development time of the stuff that like major publishers are putting out.
Sure.
Like big games, and I put big in quotes.
Sure.
Big games are coming out less frequently than they ever have before. Like it is a time where like Summer Game Fest was fucking hilarious, man. Like they had Jeff Keighley out here being like, I apologize, there are burritos this year. We're low on Mountain Dew. Would y'all like some indie games? And I know that's not going to like upset either of you because like you're definitely open to like indie experiences, but like there are people out there who's like, oh yeah, my butter is like the new COD every year or new Madden. Like there are people who exclusively play in AAA spaces.
Okay,
and I'm just thinking about like how weird this console generation has been because we had the Xbox Series and the PlayStation 5 both come out during COVID, which made it was like really, really hard to buy one if you wanted one.
Sure.
And then there was like the compounding factor of, because of import issues, labor issues. There wasn't much like let's say you could buy a PlayStation 5. There weren't really much in the way of like AAA games to buy for the thing, even if you wanted to.
Yep.
And I guess this is where like being Nintendo helps. Because they can just like they have a customer base which is tuned to like, oh, I'll just wait. So like I at this point I know that this is one of those things where you can just put a nickel in me and go like, oh, it was Brian doing this again. But like how does Sony get through this? Like with Microsoft visibly pivoting away from like like out of the things that came from the Xbox showcase, one of the things that came from the Xbox showcase is yes, there are now handheld that'll be coming out this fall, but Microsoft isn't even the one manufacturing them.
Sure. Yeah.
Yeah. Like it's so clear that they want like out of the and I'm wondering like does that mean that like when it comes time for like the next round of like Xbox is Xbox like simply a hardware configuration that they tell other companies like, okay, you want to make Xboxes like here's here are the stats, like here's what you need to put in the box if you want to call it an Xbox. Like I don't know. Like, what does Sony do to succeed? How does Microsoft continue to, like, gain momentum from pushing away from hardware, and what and when does Nintendo finally a single player marquee?
Okay,
these are my questions.
Brian, I know you have the answers to these questions, but I'm going to indulge you here. Right? Like, there are 3 things the Sony needs to do to get their shit together. First, they need to fix their fucking org chart because it's been a mess for fucking 6 years. No one knows who's in charge.
They allowed a full-on civil war to happen. And
yeah. And like nobody won. It was a waste of time as far as anyone's concerned. And like they need to fix their fucking org chart so that someone's in charge and then everyone else can work on whatever they're supposed to be working on. Or I don't care. Adopt a horizontal structure and then like compete against each other as long as shit gets done, but they're not doing things. That's the real problem. And one thing which is probably complicated because of their fucked org chart is that they are not cutting deals with people who are already making shit that is good and making sure it shows up on Sony. Like the real reason Sony's like all in on their like in-house like development is that like they don't have anything else showing up that they can sell to people. Yeah. Everyone's cutting these like deals that are either multi-platform or they're not big enough to get into the room. And I'm saying Sony needs to find these people and either help them punch up or like present their experience in a way that people care about. Like, there's no reason that Devolver Digital should be a fucking $1 billion company when Sony exists with a platform. You know what I mean? Like, they're not out there talking to devs who are making stuff and helping them get to the point where like they can be like a Sony seal of approval video game.
Yeah.
And like, fuck. I think the third thing that they need to do is lower the price of entry. And that may be that could be done by like lowering like the exact like specs on stuff, because like the tech nerds that care about specs, they will yell about it like leading up to a release. But if there's like outside of that, I don't think they drive units, you know? Like there aren't people who are like, the people who are saying I'm going to buy the system that has the highest end graphic output possible, and that's how I'm going to drive my choice for this console generation. Half the time, those people just buy all 3 anyways because they're trying to get to the games that they want to play. So just make sure that the games that people want to play are on a fucking PlayStation.
Okay, I say this as a person who worked in video game retail for years in my team and continues to observe the market. Like the market is not driven by people who can decide to go snowboarding this weekend in Vail, Colorado.
Right.
It is driven by guys who have to fucking pick up an extra shift at Quiznos to buy Call of Duty.
Right.
Yeah. Because it's those guys, like, Call of Duty is their only escape because they can't go to Vail, Colorado.
Like it's so fucking goofy because there's like the console wars like at their core were people who were trying to justify their choice of console to the public, right? Like it wasn't really like I think my thing is the best, because if you think your thing is the best, you'd sit around and keep playing it. We wouldn't have to talk for you. I wouldn't hear from these guys. And like the Sony and the Xbox people, because like their consoles are like siloed with like certain games available, they have to yell at each other to suggest that they made the right choice over 6-7 years instead of just playing the shit that they had. You know what I mean? And like all Sony has to do to survive is to make the people who buy a PlayStation feel justified and good about their purchase.
Okay.
And
I would like to talk about 2 Pretty Little Princesses.
Sure, man.
Okay. Pretty Little Princess number 1 is Electronic Arts.
For sure.
Pretty Little Princess number 2 is Ubisoft.
God, are we calling Ubisoft a princess? Dude, they were in French court this week. Did you see that?
I did not.
That's where all the cool princesses hang out. I don't know if you remember. France had a great royal family.
Oh my god!
You know, you gotta remember that's where they should be hanging out. French court.
I'm gonna link this into this chat, but yeah, Brian, there was the like sexual harassment like culture lawsuit was being heard this past week in France, and Ubisoft did not look good there. I'm gonna say that much.
No, of course they didn't.
Okay,
but Princess Away.
Yes, this is true. The things you are saying are true.
Mm-hmm.
But EA and Ubisoft have continued to like bet huge.
Yep.
And like they've done the thing where they've had like bloated development budgets.
Yep.
And like their games have gotten bigger than they can sustain.
Yep.
As, like exactly what we've been talking about on this show for years, where like games have gotten too big for AAA publishers. And basically, EA and Ubisoft have both gotten to a point where they're like, "Buy me, Daddy, buy me, buy me. I just want a sweet, nice Daddy to buy things for me." But like Microsoft has reached a point where they're like, "Hey, we're good. Our tummy's full."
Yeah.
And their tummy's full. They bought what they fucking wanted. They got Activision. They got Bethesda. Like they locked up like lots of the key players in the indie scene. Microsoft's tummy is full. They are not coming to fucking rescue either of these pretty princesses until that shit is on a bargain basement bankruptcy clearance sale.
Yes.
Which Microsoft might show up and go like, "Oh, can we buy Ubisoft for a song?
Right.
Can I get Ubisoft with this Raising Cane's chicken finger coupon?" At that point, they might buy Ubisoft.
They might buy Ubisoft, yeah.
Yeah. But for Sony, EA and Ubisoft solved their problem of the fact that all of their first party now are over-the-shoulder fucking dad video games.
Yeah.
Just Dance is very much not an over-the-shoulder dad game.
True.
Yeah. Like, I think that, like, people crave arcadey sports racing games. How do we know that people crave arcadey sports racing games?
Because Forza still kills.
The fucking video game with the highest attachment rate on the Nintendo Switch was an arcadey sports racing game.
True.
Also, Sega just announced an arcadey sports racing game, and Hatsune Miku's in it.
Hatsune Miku? Yeah, I'm kidding.
that was the best part of the reveal. It's just everyone being like, "Oh my god, Silver! Oh my god, Big Cat! Hatsune Miku!" But yeah, that's a Sega property.
Mm-hmm.
Sega also knows people ain't got no fucking money. Like as part of their reveal of that new kart racer, they're like, "Hey everybody, you don't have to buy a new fucking box to play. You can play this game right now. Whatever box you've got, you're good." And they revealed it's got cross-platform in it. So like, play with your buddies no matter what box your buddies have, and you don't have to buy a new box. Like, Sega knows people ain't got no fucking. Like, man, look at those bullet points. You ain't got no fucking money. You like Hatsune Miku? Get the Sonic Kart Racer. Those are good bullet points.
True.
Yeah.
I could play Hatsune Miku in almost every game I want to play her in now.
That's
you know?
great. Honestly.
I could play Hatsune Miku when I play Fortnite. I do not play Fortnite. I could play her in Fall Guys. I don't play Fall Guys.
This show has been around long enough that like I know that I have Sonic All-Stars Racing transformed to speech on. Would have been near the beginning of the show, but like yeah, I like where I called it the Citizen Kane of kart racers. So Sony needs stuff which is not over the shoulder, third person, like highly cinematic dad game. And like, man, if they bought Ubisoft, they're like, hey everybody, now Ubisoft actually has the money to be able to finish a new The Crew. Like, oh, because that has been Ubisoft's problem, is that they have not been able to like sustain like multiple like large developments easily, which is why they've had to like go in on like, oh, okay, if it's like IP based, which means we need to find some partner to be like underwriting development associated with something. Is it like, is that Avatar game still isn't fucking out, right?
I don't think so. No.
Yeah. Okay. Which I know that Ubisoft is like throwing a shit ton. But like, is it Avatar? Is it Tom Clancy? Like they're so linked to IP at this point, because IP helps offset development cost. And like EA is in a rough spot because FIFA's not FIFA anymore because FIFA took the license away from them.
Honestly, hold that. Someone had to.
Man, if Sony was like, get the PlayStation the home of Madden,
that could be cold, actually.
Yeah.
I know like PS5 or Sony has been very interested in like esports. Like they have wholesale.
Sony has all the baseball games.
They have the surviving baseball games. Like they have the show.
Yeah.
And like the other ones, they just don't bother to make anymore. You know what? Actually, they should make an anime MLB baseball game. I don't know if that's in the works, but that could be cool.
I mean, there's gonna be a Blue Lock game. I can only imagine. There's a couple new baseball anime coming out.
Well, like, I mean, like, because you know how MLB has been like doing these like anime flavored like profiles on like their top players recently.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I want them to make like an MLB video game, but it's like anime coded.
That could be sick.
I'm interested. I want to see what that's about.
I know that like Sony currently releases this show on Xbox and Switch because they are legally mandated to.
Right.
Yeah,
like MLB fought over it. Yeah,
there was a lawsuit that said that they had to. So like, I am sure that like if they bought EA, they would probably end up in the same boat with Madden. But
you know what?
Also one of those things. Go ahead.
No. Go ahead. You finish.
It's one of those things where like, yeah, the show is on Xbox and the show is on Switch, but like it's obviously more robustly supported, like on PlayStation, and like, oh man, if they could they could get themselves in the same spot with like, other marquee sports titles and be like, oh, do you like it as sports games? Sony, like they need something, just not over the shoulder dad games. And also like, with Xbox moving away from hardware development, like with this announcement of like the handheld Xbox, now that that's finally out, like Microsoft is like pulling away from being like associated with a price for their platforms, because like there's this filter of third party reputation, like, oh, okay, this is so and so's pricing, and like because there are multiple tiers of this like portable Xbox, there's multiple prices. I'm like, man, is Sony going to end up being the company with the reputation of having the most expensive box? And like in our current like tariff world, like that's a tough space to be in. I honestly think it's something that they could do that would distinguish them, that would probably be helpful to them, I don't know when this episode just became, hello, hi, we are Impossible Coin, we have ideas. But I think that's fine. We've done that on this show. It's like, Sony, I'm ready for the underpowered as fuck PlayStation 6. That anybody can buy. Or how about this? Just hold it down, baby. Like, just continue to like wait on the release of the PlayStation 6. Just take whatever year you were planning on launching it and just kick it down the road by 3 years, and just like keep the specs the same. And so that way you're stretching the life cycle of the PlayStation 5. Let more people who are already attached buy games for that box. Like, I think I have 4 games for my PlayStation 5.
Mm-hmm.
That's it. Like, it's just...
I don't think I have anything other than Horizon that's like PlayStation 5 exclusive either. Like everything else, everything that I have is a PlayStation 4 game that I can play on my PlayStation 5.
Yeah, like I have a whole bunch of PlayStation boxes sitting beside it, but they're all PS4 games.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you know, like it is like the worst possible time. You're like, we are now pivoting to a new console. Like, I can understand like why Nintendo like felt the need to do it, because at this point, like the Switch was pretty long on the tooth, and it was getting to a point where even some of the like the indie developers who would like target Switch were having trouble like hitting the specs of the console. So like I can see why Nintendo felt like they had to do it, but Microsoft and Sony are not in that place. You're like they really they dictate they dictate the market, like the like what developers there are that are not first party, what to hit the specs for their box, so that way they could sell stuff. Like, if Sony just chooses to like sit on PlayStation 5 for another 3 years, like the market's gonna pay attention. The PlayStation 4 had like an extended lifespan because Sony's like, oh man, look at this fucking install base, and like they wrote it out as long as they could. Same with the PlayStation 2.
Yep.
Like, has the PlayStation 5 underperformed from such a sales perspective that they think they need to like press the reset button?
I mean, maybe. And like, you know, they didn't have like the boon of the PS3, which was that it's ironically, even if it wasn't a great like video game system, even though a lot of people did like the PS3, it was a cheap Blu-ray player. And like PS5 doesn't have that kind of like buoying them.
Right. Like nobody is looking for the cheap entry point to a physical media player.
Mm-hmm.
Some people are.
Fair enough, but like
physical media is coming back.
I guess what I'm saying is that PS5 isn't that thing.
Right. That's fair.
Looking for units sold for the PlayStation 5. Okay, so as of February of this year, 75 million units. And it launched in November of 2020 during the height of the Ostrich Wars.
Mm-hmm.
Where it was impossible to get one.
Mm-hmm.
Right. And the PlayStation 4 launched November 15th, 2013. And And right now, like the PlayStation 4 has an install base of 117.2 million. And that was as of March 2022.
PS4?
Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah. So like there are significantly fewer PlayStation 5s installed than there are PlayStation 4s. Let me check to see when they hit 75 million. Okay, so they hit like the 75 million mark, looks like early 2018. So, 5 years in the life cycle, like they sold around the same amount, but they allowed the thing to like breathe and like sit on the shelves longer and sell more units because they were able to like component cost was lower.
I feel like there
So
was also like more stuff coming out.
Yeah. And that was such the thing with like Summer Games Fest. It was very, very obvious, like because like all the Keighley was really showing was indie games on Resident Evil 9, that like anybody who had anything to show didn't have anything to show because they've already pivoted all their resources to PlayStation 6 and whatever the fuck the next Xbox is. And like it's again, like getting back to like how the cost of video game development is like significantly higher than it was like 5-6 years ago, and how video games take even longer to develop and cost even more money. So like major publishers are making fewer games. So you ended up having something like this year where like, yes, it is late in the life cycle of the series, late in the PlayStation 5, but we got to the big annual game show and nobody had anything to fucking show. It was so weird. Like, wild. Like, yeah, like Microsoft had their first party show. But like normally this time of year we would have like big announcements from like EA and Ubisoft and so on. And but that just didn't happen. You know, something else which this is the first Summer Games Fest that we've really had a chance to have since like it shook out. Is this was the first Summer Games Fest since all the shit has gone down with the Embracer group, because the Embracer just kept on like buying studios, and like then we find out from like discovery in court documents that the reason Embracer buying stuff was that they were confident that they were going to get bought by one of two parties, either A, Microsoft, or B, the nation of Saudi Arabia.
Yeah, okay, fine.
And when neither one of those parties, like ultimately wanted to seal the deal, they had just like bought up all of these like double A studios, like like Volition.
I mean, that makes sense. It very much felt like they were buying up studios way too quickly to ever plan to make anything. Even though I know they made a statement suggesting that they were prepared to handle them, but like that was clearly a lie, I think. I'm glad it's finally come out.
I just don't know where. I have no idea what the market looks like. I don't know what video games looks like in 2 years.
I mean, which parts of P are hard to predict?
It like if I were a guessing man,
Mm-hmm.
I would say that like the next generation of Xboxes will be like entirely Windows driven. They will be PCs that are designed to just live under your TV and don't come with keyboards. And as part of the announcement for the next generation of Xboxes, which are just Windows PCs, they will have to launch with an announcement of like, compatible with your like Xbox, series games and your Xbox One games and your legacy 360 games. And like the first generation of those devices will come with disk drives to satisfy folks who have like legacy media libraries, but like most of the ones that get like sold don't have drives on them, and like they're not made by Microsoft, but they have to like wait to launch whatever the next thing is, so that way they can, when they announce that we're essentially just a PC platform now, they launch with like backwards compatibility for the consoles, so that way like they don't piss off and alienate their audience. Like, hey, like now that all the Xboxes are Windows family, we're not forgetting all the titles that you bought. They're gonna have to pull that in order to like not lose like a significant portion of it. And like Nintendo will continue to Nintendo because like they checked out of the race a long time ago, and they're just like, you buy our box for first party titles and indie games, and that seems to work. And now it's bolstered like what major third party titles there are can be played on the thing, and they're kind of like, it's weird, like the thing that they got to do on the Switch 1, where they re-released all of their own first party titles, they're kind of getting to do with third party now, because there's a whole bunch of shit that would not run well or at all on a Switch 1 and is now like getting third party release like on the Switch 2. Like Hitman was a cloud only game on Switch,
Right.
and now it is on Switch 2. And like a Joe customer walking into a GameStop could either buy Mario Kart for $80, or they could buy like Hitman for $60, or they could buy Cyberpunk 2077 for $60. So they're going to have this like renaissance of like catch-up ports from third-party developers.
Yeah.
For at least a couple years. But like, man, there's some part of me that just says like, is the future for Sony, like, is their next console their Dreamcast?
I hope not.
Yeah, me too. Because diversity of platforms is healthy for the market. And I guess the next thing I'm curious about, is with the Steam Deck. The Steam Deck is now getting kind of long in the tooth. Like, when are we going to see
the next Steam Deck is the new Microsoft box?
Well, like they're actively in competition, though.
Yeah. I mean, actively in competition until Microsoft gets away with the box, and then what? They're not in competition anymore. You can play Microsoft games on a Steam Deck. That's just going to be the next one.
You can play Microsoft games on the Steam Deck. Like the Microsoft hasn't. Well, also, and this is technical, Valve preempted Microsoft locking them out by changing like the like Steam OS base to like Proton from Windows. So like they could still make their stuff if Microsoft decided to get catty about it. And so because of, maybe not explicitly because no one said anything, it's largely assumed that Microsoft decided to play along instead.
Yeah, like Valve does not want to pay Windows platform license fees. Like,
Right.
which is why they
Right.
are.
Microsoft doesn't want to make a box anymore.
Yeah.
Like and they're already selling their Microsoft games on Steam. Like this
Right.
is just my prediction is that the next Steam box will be whatever the Microsoft box is. That's it. That's the tweet.
All right. Also, Brian, I don't think the next Microsoft box, whatever it is, will have a disk drive in it. Full stop.
Oh man! So what do they do to all those phones? Oh, okay. There is a solution, and I guess it's a one-time cost if they want to do it. If they're like, hey, every disc you've ever put in your Xbox, we just assign to your Xbox profile. Like,
oh, that's gonna be a fight. They're not gonna play. They're not gonna be cool about that, dude.
yeah, I mean, like saying "fuck them" is a lot cheaper, but "fuck them" does run the risk of like alienating.
I don't think that's what's gonna happen. Like, there's a story that came in through a newsroom like yesterday, where Outer Worlds 2, right, which has just been announced, is gonna have a disc version, but only on PS5, and it's just gonna be code in a box for Xbox users right now. And so is Tony Hawk Pro Skater 3 and 4, and Senua's Sacrifice is coming to PS5, but the only physical edition that's going to exist is because of limited run games. Like, they are just quietly releasing their games without physical editions anymore.
So what about all the customers who have been attached to physical media?
I think what's going to happen is that they're going to try to pretend they don't exist until someone gets loud enough or gets at the right press conference, and then they're going to like start the negotiations there. And like, rather than like, treating them like customers who have a real grievance, they're going to get away with doing the bare minimum to pacify an angry base.
I mean, do you think it'll be like optical drive add-on down the road?
I think maybe they'll sell you an overpriced like optical drive that like connects through USB-C. I don't think they're going to like do the work to like sign off on like digital codes for all the games that already exist, and they just have those on their server. They might give them like an extra month of like Game Pass or something, and then like suggest that there is something happening down the line, and then it's like an optical drive that's quote unquote from one of Microsoft's partners at like 150% of like the retail price for just the raw pieces. Like I think what they're doing right now is like the conditioning, which is like the heavy work. And it's just like the people who are, attached to physical media and physical games are just going to foment little by little over time. And then something will happen. And then Microsoft will be able to be like, oh, I'm sorry. We didn't mean to make you guys feel this way. Let's have some conversations. Let's work on this. And then, they just kind of screw them in like an arbitration sort of deal rather than like having this debate in the public square.
If I'm buying a code in a box, I'm not paying full price for it.
I hear that.
I will wait. I'll wait you out. I will outlast you, How
about it?
I hate code in a box. I got my copy of fucking Horizon Forbidden West was a code in a box. And I didn't realize it was a code in a box. I thought I was getting regular, because I got the fancy collector's edition, right? With the big statue. And I was like, obviously, it comes with a disc. No, came with a code in a box. So now I have fancy display box with no fucking game in it. What's the goddamn point?
Right.
It's fucking stupid. And so if I'm not paying for physical game that I can eventually trade in, give to my friends, whatever, I'm not paying full price for it. I'm not. I'm paying like maybe $20. I don't think a digital game of any size should be more than $40 maximum.
Word.
Just, and I say this as a person who loves digital media. I've been on the record saying that before, but something else I've also been on the record of saying is that physical media is essential for game preservation.
Right.
Period. Because if you look at the history of video games, the number of games which are currently available reflected as a percentage of the history of video games is embarrassingly small.
Yeah.
Embarrassingly small. Like, if Tegan woke up today, brushed her and said, you know what, I want to play Burger Time on the Switch, she can't do it. She just can't play. She can't play Burger Time. Like, it's amazing how few games, from previous like generations of release are like readily available.
I think it's something like 90% of them are missing.
Yeah, like 90 is like generous. It is embarrassing. And I had known, and I understand there's all these like profit motive reasons to shift to digital distribution. And fine, you want to make more money, good for you. Hats off to you. But turning some of that profit into more ready availability for the vast history of this art form sure would be fucking nice. Like a great place to start with all of these companies is first party availability. Like, seriously. Like in the case of, honestly, we're sitting around talking about like shit that Sony could do. Like we have talked at length on this show about like weird Nintendo, but there is also a history of like weird experimental Sony when they were still like working out what their brand identity was as a video game publisher. Let us play some of those like early weird Sony games again, or hell, just even some of those like cool Sony games which you can't buy anymore. Like I cannot turn on my PS5 and play Mark of Cree, a PlayStation 2 game.
True.
There is no legal way to play Mark of Cree right now. What the fuck is that? Like, physical media is vital for game preservation. They're all fired. Man. So this is all falling under the umbrella of, if you play Mario Kart World for 16 hours, you can unlock Luigi Mangione. I'm very excited about that.
Hell yeah.
Yeah. What else is going on, nerds?
I mean, there's a bunch of new video games. They're pretty cool.
We played a bunch of demos this week.
Yeah.
Whoa.
We finally got to play Starlight Revolver. It's harder than I thought it was going to be. I'm not very good at it, but that's okay because I'm having fun.
That was cool. Also, we had a lot of fun with Absolem earlier in the week.
Absolem is sick. I'm so excited.
Yeah, Brian, I think you'd like it. It's it's a beat 'em up, but it's like a medieval fantasy flavored beat 'em up. The trailer's in games to stream, I think, but like basically you can play with up to 3 people, and you're on a mission based to dethrone this king who's like set up immortal soldiers throughout the world with basically a nature goddess who will revive you if you happen to fail, and you're just trying to get the perfect run. And there's like branching paths, or like events that you can take on. Like we went on a heist closer to the end of our run at the game. Tegan played a big like great sword, like a great sword wielding like dark elf, and I started off playing a gunslinging dwarf, but switched to I don't think they're actually an automaton, but they are like a rogue pugilist with like prosthetics and like an extendo arm. It was very cool.
It was so cool.
Mm-hmm. I was like, well, maybe we'll spend an hour with this and then we'll check out the other demos. And we just played it for 3 hours.
Yeah.
That was great.
We were just like, actually, we're going to do this one, and then we're going to do this one, and then maybe we'll do some other stuff. And it was like, we did that one and nothing else. It was too good. Yeah. We had to do Starlight Revolver the next day.
Yeah. I'll put Absolem in here too. I'll put Starlight Revolver in here also. Starlight Revolver, I think, is also going to be really good. One thing that I am kind of cautious about is that like the input delay was a lot higher than what my ping was, and like I hope that gets smoothed out over time. I don't think it's bad generally, and I really like the things that the game was doing well. Like the character design is great, and the music is great, and like the combat is like serviceable. I feel like the social elements will get ironed out over time, and I hope they learn a lot from like the data that they're getting from the demo, because like a lot of things just didn't have like the assets that you would want to see when you're like picking stuff or like making choices at the end of a floor. But the game itself is great. I had a lot of fun playing it. And I played Mina the Hollower finally, which is a game that was announced like last year, which turns out to be a game that looks like a top-down like 2D Zelda, like Link to the Past or what have you. But it's Castlevania flavored with mechanics that are reminiscent of Bloodborne, and that was really, really cool. I like, traverse.
That's the Ouya ass Ouya looking game, right?
Yeah, the one that were flabbergasted that it was not an old video game. Yeah, and that's coming out on Halloween.
They finally did it.
They finally did it, huh? And there's still a few more that I haven't gotten to touch yet. Like I still want to touch Everdeep Aurora. There is a demo out for Gecko Gods, which seems like an adventure RPG where you're playing as a gecko through like looks like it's called a puzzle adventure platformer, but it has like a real like LATAM feel to it. I'm excited to like explore that demo. There's another game, Gales and Nayeli, which is another roguelike, which I'm gonna try, and Heroes Against Time, which seems like a roguelite RPG that like is supposed to have a very short runtime. Oh, there's this other RPG game which is called The Time I Have Left, which is kind of trying to pitch an 8-hour RPG experience where like you're playing as a character who's like going to die of X disease in a certain amount of time. You have to get to the end within that runtime. So we'll see how that goes. And there's a new demo for Roman Sands and Urban Myth Dissolution Center that I want to try. And I still haven't played the Quartet demo. And I know I'm going to love Quartet. I just haven't had time yet. Also, Deltarune is out to chapter 4 so far, which I think there's going to be 8 chapters, which is huge.
Yeah, I think so.
You got to pay for 3 and 4 right now. But Toby Fox has already committed to the remaining chapters of the game to be added as free updates. And you can still play chapters 1 and 2 for free. And Cast and Chill is surprisingly good. I mean, it's a pixel like fishing simulator. What's not to like?
The pixel art is so good on it too. It's like detailed pixel art.
Yeah, there's a lot of love behind it. They are not slouching on this one.
I feel like a lot of times when I think of pixel art, I think of like whatever the like minimum is for stuff.
Right.
But that's not what this is. It's It's beautifully detailed. You know.
Also, I've been revisiting triangle strategy lately, with the goal of like trying to play through the game a bit more patiently. So I remember I tried to play it on stream in 2022, I think is when it came out. And I was finding myself upset because I was trying to play through the game and I was trying to like rush through it. But the game very much has like a vibe where like you go along the story, you explore a space, you make a decision about what to do next, you get a battle map. But before you do the battle map, you also get like new practice stages to like explore new mechanics or punch up your characters and get more like resources. And you're supposed to kind of like hit the practice maps if you're playing on a difficulty higher than normal. Like normal usually expects you to like do the practice map at least once and then go into like the current like mission. And like if you just want to like go mission after mission, then you should probably turn it down to easy because it expects you to grind a little bit. And I've been doing it on hard, and hard kind of expects you to do the practice map about 2 or 3 times, to the point where you get like your team up to like the recommended level for the fight. Or you can play under level because there are bonuses for that. But I've been a lot more patient where like I unlock a level and then I punch up all my characters to the recommended level, and then I play the recommended level and have a meaningful amount of challenge, and then I get to move on to the next part. And I think that's what I was looking for. I just, I didn't have the patience 3 years ago for some reason. But I've been having a lot of fun with it now. It's a very good video game.
I love coming back to a game that you bounce off of the first time, or you don't necessarily have the best like experience with the first time, and then you click like the next time you touch it. I remember the very first time I played Hitman, I didn't have a good time.
For sure.
I'd seen the fellas on Giant Bomb play it, and and then somebody explained to me in Hitman, saving and loading is intentionally designed to be a mechanic. And that is why like it is so easy to reach the save and load buttons in the game. You're like, yeah, like most games like save and load are like tucked away as far as like thumb reach goes, but like think about where save and load are with Hitman. Like it's part of the mechanic of play. I'm like, oh, okay. And once I understood that saving and loading were part of the mechanical design of the game, like it opened it up for me. And then it became like one of my favorite games of all. Like, yeah, I love coming back and like discovering like there's a new way to approach it that changes your experience.
Hell yeah.
I'm mad I can't watch it.
Hitman?
How I said I'm mad I can't watch it.
Like watch Brian like recognize the
and also watch you replay the game. How dare! I'm being robbed of an experience.
I mean,
it's not my
okay.
experience to have.
We're gonna get Brian through Shin Megami Tensei 4 on stream one day.
Oh Jesus Christ! Like that's real.
You're gonna have fun. It'll be great.
Yeah,
I'm gonna play Moonlighter.
Have I talked with our listeners about my rage-filled relationship with Shin Megami Tensei 4?
At least 4 times, actually.
Okay,
great. I think it's been a year though. You could go through it again.
You can go through it again. Why not?
So Rocky, are you keeping tabs on how many times I've bought Shin Megami Tensei 4?
I think to my recollection, you've actually bought it 3 times.
That is correct. Yes.
Okay.
I will buy Shin Megami Tensei 4, then turn on the 3DS, and be like, oh man, this looks like the coolest video game ever. And then I start playing it, and I'm like, man, this is in fact the coolest video game ever. At which point, Shin Megami Tensei 4 picks me up like a defenseless baby and forces me head first, my soft, not yet firm skull, straight into a blender. and it holds the lid of the blender down, and it presses the "Get Fucked, Baby" button.
And then you're just on a ride.
Oh, that's very funny.
Like,
Maybe,
so angry.
maybe we'll
I
get Brian.
smell Shin Megami Tensei 4.
Wait, hold on, Brian. Quick question: have you watched someone play Shin Megami Tensei 4?
No.
Okay, hold on. Maybe that's the missing piece. Brian, I'm gonna play Shin Megami Tensei 4. I want you to see it. And maybe that'll help.
Okay.
It's gonna be extra. It's gonna be extracurricular. I don't know if I'll end up playing it on stream, but I'm gonna make sure that Brian can see it.
Okay. But this is what happens, listeners. Is like, and then after I sell Shin Megami Tensei 4,
Yep.
I will hear a voice inside of me calling.
Mm-hmm.
What?
Calling.
Yeah. Oh man.
I gotta play The World Ends With You again. Fuck.
And then I buy it again.
Mm-hmm.
Buy it again.
Mm-hmm.
And because I'm the kind of person that I am, like I don't settle for any version less than the one that when I bought it the first time. Because when I bought it the first time, I got like the awesome, like slick day one launch.
Yeah.
And like when I bought it the second time, I was like, fuck it, I want the day one launch again. Like even though like that's not available now, like I'm gonna have to go find it, and I did. And I got angry again.
Mm-hmm.
Sold it again.
Mm-hmm.
But I am now on my third copy of the day.
Yeah.
Of Shin Megami Tensei 4. I've resisted the urge to rage fill sell it.
Wait, do you still have SMT5?
Yes, I do.
Do you want to play that together? Actually, I played it with Zooks, and that was a good time. And like the game wants you to go through it twice, but me and Zeus got mad about it, especially because like the end game stuff is like behind their DLC. Like there's a bunch of items that would make the end game a lot smoother, and there are boss fights that are supposed to like kind of allow you to like walk to like the end game stuff so you can get the true ending on one playthrough. But me and Zeus got mad about it. We just spent a week grinding. But like
so okay, I want to talk a little bit more about Shin Megami Tensei 4 and the thing that broke me last.
Yeah.
Okay. So Shin Megami Tensei 4 has I don't know what we want to call it. A dork dungeon, a loser dungeon.
I'm not going to call it either of those things, but I know what you're talking about.
Okay. It has the dork dungeon, the loser dungeon, the baby dungeon, the dungeon which is designed specifically for over leveling. They're like, are you a big dumb baby? Are you a big dumb baby that likes mashed bananas?
Why do these games talk to you like that? Brian, don't let them do that to you, man. Fuck.
And you're like, okay, well, Shin Megami Tensei 4. How do I gain access to the big dumb baby who likes mashed bananas dungeon? Like, well, here's what you got to do. First, get your shit kicked in 3 times on the regular. I'm like, no problem, chat. I've got that one handled. And so then, after that happens, it's like, hey, would you like access to the big, dumb, stupid baby dungeon? And I'm like, oh, sure. And it's like, okay, here's the deal. In order to do that, I need 3 things from you. And I'm like, okay. It's like, all right, like one artifact from the training dungeon. I'm like, okay, that I can manage because the artifact you're asking for is literally the dungeon. $2 because it is an actual paid DLC. And I'm like, fine, I will give you $2.
Oh, you can't buy that anymore.
But I still have it.
Let's go.
It is still actively downloaded on my 3DS.
For sure.
I have the big dumb baby dungeon.
Yeah.
Which is probably the name of this episode.
Oh my god.
And then third, they're like, You know how Nintendo gives you coins for just fucking walking around with your We're gonna need some of those walking around coins. So it's like artifact $2 walking around. And I'm like, okay, that's fine. And so then I gave them those things, and then they gave me the Big Dumb Baby dungeon, and I went into the Big Dumb Baby dungeon, and I got my shit kicked in the Big Dumb Baby dungeon.
Oh my god!
And then the game suggested it put some little demon on screen. It's like why don't you go take a walk? And I'm like, fuck you, fuck you, video game. Fuck. You told me to take a walk.
Oh, that's really
Drink shit in hell.
funny. Oh god, that's so silly. I'm sorry. For the record, Ramblers, I had a great time playing Shin Megami Tensei 4. First off, I did not pay full price for it. I walked into a GameStop with my friends because we were booling, and we found that someone had mislabeled a copy of Shin Megami Tensei 4 as one of the freeware games that people would buy when they first got a 3DS, which was Steel Diver. And Steel Diver was only $3. And so I took the game labeled as Steel Diver to the counter. They scanned it, charged me $3 for it. I took it home. I played the shit out of it for a month. And then I brought it back to the same GameStop and sold it for $16, which means GameStop paid me $13 to play the shit out of Shin Megami Tensei 4.
So you were the STEAL diver.
True.
Okay.
Also, I am
It sounds like you're
acquiring.
the perfect. Oh my god! It's like that is the what's the the looking good Karen? Like thanks, Chad.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. There's the Shin Megami Tensei 4 is like, hey Rocky, want $13 and a good here's Shin Megami Tensei 4. Here comes Brian. Hey motherfucker, take a walk. Take a walk.
Brian, I'm so sorry. We're gonna figure this out, dude. I don't know if we can get them to pay you $13 for it, but if we can, we'll do that if we have time.
I'll settle for an apology.
For an apology? That's the thing. I don't know. I'm gonna try. I'm gonna try to get you an apology. I don't know if that's gonna happen, but I'm gonna try. Okay.
Take a walk. Take a walk.
I am also securing a copy of Shin Megami Tensei 4. I'm going to see if I can somehow get it with the DLC. I don't think that's possible, but I'm going to see what happens.
Man. I think let me check something.
Sure.
Here. SMT4 DLC. Because I want to see do they ever move it to the cartridge? That's my question.
Oh, I don't think so. Right? So you just have to get it might have to be a mod situation. I know a guy.
Yeah, the name of the thing was man, DLC was cheap as fuck on the 3DS, wasn't it?
Yeah, man. That's why when people were starting, that was around the time where consoles were charging $25, $30 for DLC, and people were yelling about
it. And then you would have 3DS like, yeah, man, you want to, would you like some more levels? They're $3.
Yeah, right.
One of the things I saw written about again, which too, and I agree with, is lamenting the loss through handheld gaming. Games that are designed to like exclusively live in your hand pocket and like never show up on a TV. And it's a shame that those don't exist anymore. Because like there really were like different design philosophies, like games that were designed to be played in like shorter bursts, and
right, yeah,
like it had like different approaches to their art style because they assumed that they would always be rendered on a small screen, and you're just less likely to get a video game about being stomped to death by a racehorse and then playing solitaire for a console.
Oh man, that's true.
Oh, man, like when's the last time we got a stomped to death by a horse solitaire game?
I mean, technically last year, but who's counting?
Okay, all right. Well, then I'm glad that happened.
Teeks, I would be remiss if I didn't address this. I don't think we really talked about Moonlighter 2 on the demo. What's your favorite thing about it?
In the new demo, you only get to go through one of the not new dungeons.
Sure. Tell me more.
No, I can't.
What do you mean you can't?
I simply cannot. Anyway.
What kind of shit is this? Tegan, tell me about the video game.
This is an audio podcast.
Yeah, this is an audio podcast. God, like, I don't know why we have to keep doing this. It's like, guys, it's a shame that we couldn't talk about this thing that we want to talk about on our audio podcast.
I wasn't going to go into more details on that part. I was going to tell you about the rest of the game.
Okay, then why not? You know, it's fine. Tegan, tell me about the rest of the game. Tell me what's going on.
Okay, so we're not on. I don't think we're on the reason I didn't want to tell you about the thing was because I don't think we're on the planet we were on anymore. But like that's a whole can of worms I don't want to open.
Neat.
So you go through the portal like you do. First, okay, so first of all, you get to select your weapon before you go in, kind of like how like in Hades, before you go on a run, you get to choose your weapon.
Okay.
So once you've crafted the weapons, they all just kind of like hang out right by the portal, and you can pick and choose which one you want.
Nice.
And then you go through the thing, and you can only go through the one like dungeon level right now, but there are 3 for sure that are going to be in the game, and I assume there's going to be more than that because the first game had 4 little sections. Right. It's a what do you call it when like the camera is like 3/4? You know what I mean?
Isometric?
Yeah, so isometric roguelike.
Okay.
So you get to go in the first area, maybe you fight some guys, maybe you don't, and then you pick a path between 2 different paths, and you jump on like essentially a Dekubaba bud, and you like launch over to the next like section, you know? And there seem to be an ever expanding amount. I don't know if there's like a boss the way that there is in the first Moonlighter game, where like you go through the dungeon, you beat the boss, and then you're kind of like done, you know? I don't know if there's like a boss specifically, because what it'll do is it'll highlight if a path is going to come with a treasure piece, it highlights the rarity of what the treasure piece, the best piece of treasure in the box will be on like the card. And if it has a boss fight specifically, it'll show like a little angry devil face, you know, the little like the devil emoji. It's like that essentially, but no mouth. And it'll put that on there in addition to whatever the other like boons you will get going that path will be. You can also encounter the armorer and the potion maker on your like in the dungeon area as like a stopping off point, where you can exchange money for boons. But like there wasn't like a boss that I fought and it was like, all right, now you have to go home. It was like, all right, you want to keep going? Do you want to keep going? And I was like, no, my bag is full. Please, can I go home? And they were like, okay, you could go home, I guess. Howard. And basically what it wants to do is there's an alien cube. It's like a weird pulsing cube. I don't know how to explain it. That's what you get.
Sure.
And you have to make enough money to open the cube, and then you get access to the endless treasure vault, and it'll spit out a treasure.
That's kind of cool.
It's very cool. Yeah, that's what it is. And I liked the demo so much that I was like, I want to play Moonlighter. So I re-downloaded Moonlighter. And then I started playing Moonlighter again. And I just picked up my save exactly where I left off because I went, I don't know what I was doing anyway. Let's just go back in. Controls? Who cares? I'll figure it out. And I sure did figure it out. And I also figured out I stopped after immediately beating the golem dungeon. And so I just, last night I went through the entire forest dungeon.
Hell yeah.
In one night. I was like, wow, I know what I'm doing, kind of. I have no idea what I'm doing. But it was fun. I had a good time. I'm having a great time. I don't know what's happening though. Like I read everything. I watched the opening trailer. I read the thing. There's like an alien toad that I owe a bunch of money to for some reason. And they're making me run their shop. And I don't know why that happened. What happened to my grandparents' shop? No, not a clue. No idea. I've been kidnapped with 2 other people, or alternately, I fell in this dimension. Unsure.
Oh, okay. Now I know what's happening.
Many things are happening, and so I'm just like, cool. I'm gonna do my little shop game, and I had a lot of fun in my little shop game. And because I beat the demo, I got some cool, nice little cosmetics for my shop. I got a new floor, and I got a new rug, and I get to keep those in the main game.
Is it
that's it.
Progression of jobs that you can't remember how you got them?
Huh?
Oh, you're working for an alien toad now, and you don't know why.
Yeah.
Cheeks didn't finish the original game though.
Yeah, I don't know how the game ends.
If I remember correctly, after defeating the 4th dungeon, because all of the things that you're fighting in the dungeons are alien. If I remember correctly, at the end of it, you beat the leader of the invading force, but also you go through the portal, to the other side.
Ah, okay.
And I'm pretty sure that's when this one starts.
Oh. Video games.
True. Moonlighter was a trip. It was super sick. I had a great time.
I am having a great time. I'm having a lot of fun.
Also, Brian, I think I may have secured what we're looking for. We can talk about it after the show.
Ooh.
Fantastic.
What a great time. What time to be alive.
Shin Megami Tensei 4. But especially because I'm in Apocalypse and there's things I do remember, but there's things I want to refresh on. And SMT4 was just a good time anyways. I'll play it again. What do you mean? Oh, man. Because also, Brian, I don't think you've played a press turn game before, right?
Oh.
What does that mean?
Press turn is the specific flavor of SMT game that or not SMT game, but specific flavor of RPG that SMT is. I'm replacing this one because the thing about
you mean where you're you say I shall fuck you, sir, and then you're and then I shall fuck you again, but the enemy is I shall fuck you,
kind of.
Then I shall fuck you, sir, again, and then he's I have now fucked you 4 times. And you're oh, I've now died on my first turn in my first combat.
Yeah, that's press turn. An SMT has a better AI compared to say Persona. But the long and the short of it is that if you hit a weakness, it's not just increased damage, you get an additional turn. And each member of your up to 4 character party can get 2 turns per turn or per round, I guess. So when it's your team's turn, you can get 8 actions out of it. And you should do your best to do that every time that's possible, as opposed to if you hit something that they're resistant against, you lose your turn, and depending on how bad it is, you could lose your entire team's turns off of a single action. And the whole game is just played with those stakes. and it's systemic so that it's not just a thing that the player can do. Like the boss, if you're fighting them, they can just get 8 turns on you if you're not careful. And so like it really rewards a like calculated rush down style where you're prepared for whatever you're fighting and you hit it in the mouth as much as possible as soon as possible.
God, it's so scary.
It's
So
pretty scary.
Scary.
Nah, Brian, but imagine, because like if you get through 4, if I can get you through 4, I think you would actually love SMT3, like Nocturne, the big one. Cause like it is probably the meanest in like RPG I've ever seen, but there's so much cool stuff going on. And like the challenges that are there, like are fucking real. I remember I watched Daigo play through Nocturne, and everyone saw him get to like Matador, which is like one of the bigger first struggles at the beginning of the game, and he got hit in the mouth. And that's fucking Daigo of the Daigo parry, and everyone just kind of saw it, and he was like, like, and then he sat there for an hour, and then he got through it. And like it was like, you know, everyone that like had ever struggled against Matador felt justified in that moment, and it was just like it was a great experience to behold. Oh man, but who knows? We'll see what happens.
I think I would like to check in on the with the Hearthstone as a video game report.
Sure.
Welcome to this week's Hearthstone as a video game report.
Mm-hmm.
There is a new expansion which is launching July 8th called The Lost City of Ungoro, returning to the Ungoro crater environment. So means lots of like dinosaur themed cards, prehistory themed cards, and now the theme of Lost City. And there are some wild fucking cards in this expansion. There is a card which is a hunter card, which it's this thing's going to see some play. Grazing Stegodon is a 3-mana card with 0 attack and 5 health. Here is the flavor text on this little guy. At the end of your turn, gain +1 attack, even while in your hand or deck.
What? In your hand? That sounds like cheating.
Well, in your like
you don't have to play it in order for it to get +1?
It just wherever it is at the end of every turn, gaining.
God, that really does sound like cheating, though.
Well, I hear that, but also, like if it was a game that you played at a table with people that was like, like litigated by the players, I could see that why something like that would be ripe for abuse. But because like, Hearthstone's like thing is that
it's all digital.
It's all digital, and like it is never up to the players to like litigate how it works. But that it's tuned to a particular way. I think it might lead to some busted shit, but it also sounds like it's, under control.
I gotcha.
So there are a lot of ways to specifically buff beasts while beasts are in the hand.
Okay.
And here is another hunter card, Ravasar Matriarch.
Okay.
And it uses the new keyword Kindred, and in order to activate a card with the Kindred keyword, it means that the last card you played before it has to share the same like either tribe type or spell type. So if you're playing a beast with the keyword Kindred, you have to have played a beast before it. So Ravasar Matriarch's Kindred is deal damage to an enemy minion equal to this minion's attack. So if you have been sitting there buffing this thing in your hand, yeah.
That's kind of hype though. And like they
Yeah.
wouldn't know. Like it's like, how would they know? It's like they're gonna know. Like, would they know? I don't know if they would know. Well, I guess you would be playing a bunch of cards that would buff something in your hand, so they'd know that there's something in your hand.
You're buffing for a reason.
Yeah. It's like it's crazy that he's not playing anything, but he keeps buffing it. That sounds great, actually. Let them cook.
But there's just so much weird broken shit. Here's a Demon Hunter card for you.
Okay.
Demon Hunter Legendary.
Uh-huh.
Entomologist Toru.
Sure.
Put all of the minions in your hand into 0-1 jars that only cost 1. When the jars are broken, they release the minions. So let's say you've got like a 10-10 fuck you thing in your hand.
Yeah, you just put in the 0-1 jar and you dare them to break it.
Right.
Yeah, okay.
Or you play a card that damages your own minion.
I think that's a fun, like, okay, so, like, I don't remember if board control is strong, but, like, that would be a fun thing to mess with control decks about. I know that would be, you know, because that is your, like, it's not like, but Rocky, I play control decks, like, I get it, but, like, also, that sounds neat. That sounds like a fun bit.
Here's a bee that makes other bees. A card called the Garashi Wasp. It's a beast, and it's a 2-attack, 8 health minion.
Okay.
And whenever it takes damage,
Sure.
it puts a 2-attack, 1 health minion that has rush and poisonous into your hand.
Wait, what's we've never talked about poisonous on the show. What's
Poisonous
actually
kills regardless of what the health of the other thing is.
okay, but like, so like the idea is that you want to try to hit it with the full 8, so you don't have a bunch of these poisonous things that show up later.
So you're not just filling this guy's hand with things that are poisonous and rush.
No, that's so good, Brian. You're telling me that this current expansion is very much "Do You Feel Lucky, Kid?" the expansion, and I think that's great.
Yeah, there's a lot of that going on here. There's a new Druid Legendary, Loa, the Living Legend. He's a 7-mana card, 5 attack, 5 health. His battle cry: from now on, your minions cost 5 this game.
Oh my god.
Yep. That's right, Tegan.
Let's fucking go. Like, I get that they're doing some shit TM, but like this is low key the kind of stuff that kids would make up on playgrounds. But like, no, it still feels like it's still like, you know, Do You Feel Lucky, Kid? Because like some kid would make up some shit like that in a pinch to win a particular situation, and it's like, okay, let's see you play this deck, kid. Load up your cards. That sounds great. I'm still in. This is all good news.
See what are some of the particularly ridiculous ones. Oh yeah, here's another Hunter one. Neri of the Crater. Whenever you play a 1-cost, double its stats. Whenever you cast a 1-cost spell, it casts twice. Now, here's the part where I get to mention how many different fucking Hunter cards which reduce the cost of things in your hand. So reduce something so that way it only costs 1, then play Neri of the Crater, and then play some big honkin' dude, which now is double the honkin' size. Oh, it's gonna be crazy. Oh, how about this sick loop? Conjured Bookkeeper. Death Rattle. Draw a spell. Kindred. Summon a copy.
Okay.
Yep. Man, that's some really weird stuff. Let me try and find out one of the ones that was just like really strange because they're going for it. TM.
They know what they're about this time.
They really do. I mean, generally it's because they do 3 expansions a year. The mid-year one is usually the like beginning of the year is like setting the table for it's the power reset. Like beginning of the year is power reset because you're clearing out a year's worth of expansions, you're reducing the power level, and then like expansion 2 is generally like let's get goofy, baby, and then like expansion 3 is the one which is like got a whole bunch of like high powered bullshit where you can then start to make some like really really bonkers decks. So like mid year is historically the goofy expansion. So I should have expected this. Oh yeah, here we go. Razadir. Battle cry. Discard a random card from your hand. Kindred. Discard a random card from your opponent's hand instead. If you start bouncing that guy back into your hand, like with like some of the Pandarians that just bounce cards back to hand, you can then just sit there and like just empty your opponent's hand. Man. Or if you figure out a way to make like multiple Razadirs, which is conceivable because Razadir is a demon, and there currently is a card in play that makes an infinite demon portal. So if you have the infinite demon portal open, then that means that you're gonna get Razadirs out of it. And because you're only getting Razadir portal, it will activate. Because you only get demons out of it, it would always activate Kindred. Good lord, like this stuff. So they're bringing quests back with this expansion.
Okay.
Quest maybe because quests were a like popular thing, and it had been a while since we had any new. Here's the warrior quest. Enter the lost city. The quest is simply survive 10 turns. Reward. Latorvius, gaze of the city. And what Latorvius gaze of the city does is it gets you 2 rewards from the Journey to Ungoro set, which hasn't been legal in play for. So you get quest rewards from Journey to Ungoro, and some of the Journey to Ungoro are like very OP, or are OP like in synergy with like some of the other stuff which is like happening, like Queen Carnassa, like Battle Cry, shuffle 20 Raptors into your deck.
Sure, man.
Right, it's just like okay, so it's obvious that they're expecting games to be faster with this expansion. If all Warrior has to do is survive 10 turns to complete their quest. So like they're expecting some like quick draw bullshit. So starting this coming Wednesday, they're going to start the event where we're allowed to play with our cards in the Tavern Brawl ahead of time. So on our next podcast, I will have a live report from the field covered in bruises. Not quite Shin Megami Tensei bruises, but bruises nonetheless.
For sure.
Friends, is this a podcast?
I mean, it sounds like one.
All right.
Tiggs, what do you think?
Yeah, I think so.
It's an audio podcast. Rocky, take us home.
Okay, yeah, for sure. Hey, everybody, what up? It may look like the old days. This is an Impossible Coin podcast. You can find where podcasts are found, but you already knew that. But what you may not have known is that the music at the beginning and end of this show is produced by Big Sach. You can find his work at soundcloud.com at soundcloud.com/Big Sach NJ, or you can check out his band Between Rooms .bandcamp.com. Hold on, I'm hearing that you guys may have heard that before. Maybe you didn't know this, that our logo was designed by Lauren Moran. You know, like the Lauren Moran. Like, she's on Patreon. She's done art for like WWE and really, really cool stuff. We have our logo. She drew it for real, for real. We don't know how Brian did it. We are never going to ask, but it's true. Well, they might have known that too.
I asked nicely.
You asked nicely. That's a story, and he's sticking to it. Also, we are on social media. You know, we're on Facebook. We're no longer on the social media platform formerly known as X, but we are on Blue Sky. We're on Instagram. We're on Tumblr. It's all Impossible Coin. No dashes, underscores, or anything weird like that. In fact, if there is something weird, please let us know. And okay. You may not have known
something weird. We'll handle it.
Absolutely. I've been looking for an opportunity to deal with the weird stuff, to be honest. We also stream a couple days a week on Twitch. I've been playing through Pokemon Heart Gold on my Chikorita run. I took a break this last Monday because of all the new demos, but we'll be back at it. And we've also been playing 1000X Resist, which is an incredible video game that I am refraining from talking a lot about on the show until I finished it, because there's so much happening, and I want to make sure what I end up saying is what I actually really want to say. So I'm going to let it marinate. That's the plan. But if you want to see it unfold, we are on Twitch. You can find twitch.tv/ImpossibleCoin. And we also, we play Splatoon, as you heard earlier, probably in the show. We play Splatoon every Saturday. And it looks like it's going to continue to be Splatoon for Saturdays for the time being. But yeah, that's us. That's the show.
Bye.
It's official.